At Home with Lucas here. So today we're going to be talking about the Shark Ion Robot Vacuum. Yes, people, this thing has a tri-brush system. It has super powerful suction. It has an app that you can pair to it so that you can control it from anywhere. You could set schedules. You can use your voice to control your Google Home or your Echoes to turn this thing on and off. This thing will automatically go back to the dock when it's out of battery. It will tell you when the thing is full. It has the ability to sense when it's coming up to stairs, so it's not gonna fall down your stairs and die immediately. This thing also has proximity sensors on the front around the bump bar to hopefully allow it to not bump into everything. Spoiler alert, it bumps into everything. Not to mention the fact that it has some other tricks up its sleeve. So in this video, we're doing a hands-on with the box, quick unboxing and first impressions on said Shark Ion. After that, I'm gonna be putting this bad boy to the At Home Lucas test to figure out, is this budget-friendly vacuum something that you should buy, or is it something that's gonna give you a massive headache and you're ultimately going to return it? Hopefully in this video, I can tell you exactly where you're gonna be at, whether you're gonna love it or hate it. That way you don't have to waste your time buying and returning. All right, let's go ahead and jump into it. All right, let's get inside this box. The Ion Robot. Right, and there's everything that comes in the box of the user manual. The biggest dock that I've ever seen. This is massive with a really cheap charging cable attached to it already. Then you have the Shark itself. It had some protective stuff on it that I already took off. It has another thing over here which you're supposed to switch on and off. There's an on-off switch. This is hilarious. I've never seen a robot vacuum with an on-off switch before. Okay, so you have Dock Clean Max. There's no handle on it anywhere. Let's go ahead and take a look at the back. There's some kind of sensor back here. And then you have your dump tray. Let's see how easy it is to put back in. Wow, that goes in really easily. Take a look at the bottom. So this is new. I've never seen a robot vacuum with anything like this. One on each side over here. You have your spinny thing, spinning wheel. And then you only have two camera sensors right here for falling down the stairs. And then this is where these things are gonna go. One here and one here. That's cool. This roller is very soft. I like that. Also, I've never seen a brush on the back side, so that's awesome. I like that a lot. All of this is super smooth and very premium feeling. I like that. Check the wheels. Oh, there are two more. So there's a sensor here and a sensor over there. Light. I like that. That's nice. And then there's a battery compartment. I've never seen that a day in my life either. You got some pretty standard wheels right here for robot vacuums. And then the charge pads are in the back, I believe. That's very interesting. All right, let's take a look at the front here. This is where you have your sensors and you have your stop sensor. So when it hits stuff, it will learn to stop. So there you go. Okay, so hopefully this thing is not as bad as I'm expecting. I don't really have high hopes for this one. It was very cheap, which was good, but Shark is known to make good products and really stinkers, really. So let's go ahead and get this thing set up and charged up and get it going. Okay, let's run through this app real quick. So it's really simple and very straightforward. If you click on the clean right here, you're gonna get 3 different power levels. You're gonna get Eco, Normal, and Max. You can also push the Max button on the actual Shark itself and it will go into Max cleaning mode. You click the hamburger on the top left and you're gonna get to this old school menu right here. You click on Baby Shark, nothing happens because this app is not the best. You click on History and also really just not the best. Then you click on Settings. This is typically where you're expecting to get a bunch of settings that you can really dive into, but there's really not. The cleaning preference is just save power level. You turn this off and it turns that off. You have quiet times you can set. It's just really not that great. Then you can click on schedule right here, click on morning, afternoon, night, set your schedule. I did it. It works perfect. No big deal. You click on start cleaning. You can also click on find my robot, which will play a chime. You can hit go back to dock, and that's about it. So very simple app, very straightforward. Not my favorite, but also not the worst one out there. All right, it shot out of that so fast. Wow. It is literally faster than my baby boy. He's trying so hard. Go, Bubby, go. All right. So this thing sounds like an idling car. That's the best way I can describe it. It does not sound good. Wow, it is literally doing... It's literally doing a horrible Roomba bounce. Like an old Roomba. It has no ability to... I don't think it's going to be able to go around things. I think it's literally just going to hit and then keep going. It literally sounds like a car underwater. Okay, it just chose to stop randomly. Alright. So this is quite funny. Alright, let's see what happens when it gets to the chair. I don't believe this thing has any smart features, so I think it's going to just... Oh, it went around it. Interesting. Or was it going to do that anyways? Alright. There's the bounce. It's pretty quick on the turning, I have to say. And it looks like it's coming back down its line here. Okay. It crossed over its old line. So it's not trying to make any sort of lines at all. I believe it's just bouncing and then straight line. Okay. My baby just stopped it. And now it's going back into a straight line. So the Roomba Central I just reviewed would wrap around things. So it would come up to something like this, and then it would kind of make a line around it. Kind of like that's doing a little bit, but I don't know if it did it on purpose or on accident. It definitely doesn't hit as hard as the Roomba. And it's very quick to turn. I kind of like that. It is super fast. And it's coming at my baby once more. And it is not going to hurt a kid. That's awesome. It really did a good job. Good job, baby shark. Some of these I'm worried that they'll go up my kid's arm and just like hurt him. But this one's doing a great job. You can of course stop it in a second by flipping that power switch, which is great. So it looks like my boy has gotten it boxed in right now. I'm gonna have to intervene. So yeah, the sound that's coming out of this thing is quite funny. It's not a normal robot vacuum sound, and it almost has like a puttering sound to it. Like an idling car is the best way I can explain it. Like a idling car that's old and underwater. Okay, so first impressions, this thing is definitely fast to turn around, and it has a really good sensor on the front that's not going to hurt your pets or your crawling babies. But it is interesting. I'm very interested to see if this will actually fully clean a room. It seems to just go randomly everywhere and not want to make straight lines. So right now it should go up, hit that, and then make a straight line back this way. Nope. So I don't know if this is going to like completely miss huge amounts of carpet. We'll find that out for sure. That's going to be the main problem with this bad boy. Okay, so in the first few minutes of this thing running, I'm noticing a huge amount of overlap. It literally just did this line right here, basically. And it's overlapping over itself constantly. So it's basically, look at that, it's going right back where it just was. So it's basically wasting its own electricity and your time. So this is going to take way more time to clean your carpet, and it's going to over clean certain areas based on what it bumps into, and it just keeps going back. So this thing is, I think that's going to be the biggest downfall, is that it doesn't have the ability to make straight lines like a Roomba does, or like a vacuum with LiDAR. So basically you're getting a super budget. If you get this on sale, you're getting a super budget vacuum that has unknown potential. We haven't really tested it yet, but it is definitely going to overlap and waste some time. Another thing I'm noticing that's kind of strange is the brushes on the front that spin, the dual brushes, are spinning super slow. Once again, that could be because it's on eco mode, but usually those spin a standard speed regardless of the mode that it's on, because those are kind of crucial. Also, they don't stick out that far. If you notice, they're not sticking out that far, and there's only one brush that has to spin, which means it'll probably miss some stuff. We're doing the dry cereal test, so I'm going to dump this full cup of cereal right in front of the shark to see if it can actually suck it up. This is a lot, so this is really going to put this shark to the test. There we go. Wow, that's a lot. Oh boy. Oh boy. It got some. Let's see what we got going on here. Oh, it's crushing in the wheels, I think. Let's go to max suction. Here we go, max suction, going straight at it. Yeah, I am not liking that at all. These things do not spin any faster on max suction. Go ahead and check the bottom and see what's going on with this sound I'm hearing. Oh, there you go. So I'm guessing something was dragging this kind of like a snow plow. Everything looks good in here. Let's check the dustbin. Oh boy. Wow, okay. Wow, okay, something's going on there. I'm not sure what is going on there. Let's go ahead and take this to the trash. I'm kind of surprised that it's full. I don't think it is. It really... If it is full, these brushes are doing a really good job, because it didn't sound like it was doing much while it was running on eco mode. Yeah, that's really interesting. This dustbin is actually kind of small. It's probably the smallest one I've seen, and it picked up a lot of dust and carpet fiber on eco mode, which I'm a little bit impressed with. Okay, so there you go. That is, it looks bigger now, but it's not that big. I kind of like how you pinch to pull up, but it's kind of funny because you have to have this massive opening right here, basically pointed down, so anything in there may fall out. So you need to be careful on that. Still not the best way to open a robot vacuum dustbin. I have to admit, this is probably the best filter I've seen for a robot vacuum, and it literally just slots right down in there, really easy. I have to say, that's probably the beefiest one. It's definitely bigger than the Roomba for sure. Okay, let's load this back up and see if we can't get... I like how that goes in so easily. Let's see if we can't get the rest of the cereal cleaned up. The cool thing about this is, so far, is when you turn it back on, it basically goes straight. So you can kind of set it up to... yeah, there you go. Okay. Oh, it dropped 2. Dropped a couple more. So it's not the best at picking up a large amount of stuff. Yep, so I'm going to give this a 1 thumbs up out of 2 thumbs for the cereal test. Okay, so I went ahead and locked this in my daughter's room because I wanted to show the V-pattern vacuuming, and I wanted to really see, does it actually work? And in my studying of this video, it does not work, and it does some serious overlapping, and it really reminds me of an air hockey puck. So if you've ever played the game air hockey and you've hit it into the side, it just bounces all over the place and kind of glides across the table, and that's what this reminds me of. And what's happening here is it's definitely doing a lot of overlapping, and it has no smart features to tell it that it's actually cleaned the room. So what I found was this thing just kept going, and it kept going, and it kept going, and it kept going, and it literally cleaned the room for an hour and 20 odd minutes before it got stuck. And I was completely blown away by that because that didn't make any sense at all. I thought for sure this thing would have some sensor in it that basically said, okay, we've cleaned this room, the carpet is clean, it's done. The good thing is, if you have a really messy room and you are very careful and pick everything up that it can get stuck on, you can just let this thing run until it goes out of batteries. The dustbin will get full and it'll just keep going. It will never stop running until it's out of batteries, and you will end up with super clean carpet. But once again, this thing really does waste a lot of its own electricity, and it wastes its time basically because it's vacuuming over things over and over and over and over and over again, and it's just really silly. But for the price, this may be something that works for you. I mean, it's a brainless robot vacuum that does a little bit of sensing before it hits something, but it really does just clank into things all the time. It's just clank, 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 clank. So definitely an interesting study right here to put it in a room and just watch it go. I was totally surprised. I thought it would run for maybe 20 minutes and then it would just shut itself off.
You've got mail.
Okay, this is the first time coming in this room since it's been running. Go ahead and check. There it is there. Wow, hold on, bud. Wow, look at all those lines all over the carpet. Let's go ahead and check the dustbin because this is gonna tell us a lot. But that's what it got after an hour and some odd use in this room. Not a huge amount, but then again, there wasn't much to get. Okay, that is absolutely amazing. This thing cleaned on max clean. At least I believe it was on max. I didn't actually check to make sure 100% it was on max. I just know that I pushed max and I heard the sound and I walked away, shut the door. So this still has 40% battery on it. This may be the champion for battery life. I'm not sure. I don't know if it did the best cleaning possible for this carpet, but I do know that it put in a lot of work and it spent a lot of time vacuuming this carpet, and there's not a single bit of hair or dust or anything on this carpet right now. It's absolutely amazing. And to have 40%, I was expecting this thing to be almost dead, if not dead. Okay, so I don't have a dog with super long hair, and a lot of people are wondering, do these smart vacuums actually pick up long dog hair, and are they going to get clogged and all that fun stuff? So what I have is this shred paper right here, and this stuff will clog up pretty much any robot vacuum, and the biggest problem is actually these wheels right here. So most of them get clogged in the wheels and in the little spinny things up front. So we're going to be putting this to the shred paper test. I went ahead and put out a bunch of paper right here. This thing, because it doesn't have spot cleaning mode, is basically just going to make a V. So it's going to go straight, it's going to hit probably that vacuum right there and then V its way back this way, and we're going to do our best to keep it in this area so it does a good cleaning. We're going to put it on max clean and see what happens.
Baby Shark is fast.
Looks like it's picking up a little bit of debris, but not much. And once again, you can see how this vacuum wastes so much time because it doesn't have any smart features. It just literally bounces everywhere. Wow, okay. It's not doing that bad of a job. I will admit, it does not have good suction. That's what I'm going to say right off the bat. Even on max suction, really just can't pick up that much. I I should also mention I emptied the dustbin, so this is got a clean filter, clean dustbin, and it's on maximum suction. It definitely is picking up some of the hair, and it has not clogged yet. So that's pretty amazing. Usually these vacuums will have clogged by now. Let's check the damage. It's not doing a huge amount. I'm really interested to see what's actually in that dustbin. There we go. So not a lot in the dustbin itself. Definitely way less than I would have thought. So there you go. You can see more. I think more is in here than in the dustbin itself. But I'm a little bit surprised nothing got stuck in these wheels here. That's pretty cool. Usually you get some of this stuff in the wheels itself and in the spinny things. But the wheels are moving very slowly and these are spinning super slowly. I wish these would spin faster on max mode. And this needs to have a hair cutter built in. That would be awesome if this could just cut the hair like some of the vacuums do, where they automatically keep this nice and clean. Okay, so I just pulled all of this out of the roller by myself with my hand, and then I went to put it back in. I realized it does have the fins here, and this is designed to stop hair from being caught in the roller, which, as you can see here, it's not really working. This is not hair. This looks more like fibers, but it's not working. So that's very interesting that that's designed. I think this is designed to cut the hair off the roller so it doesn't get wound up. So very interesting. Another thing I just noticed that's quite interesting is the fact that basically the roller and the dustbin are the same width in terms of opening. So usually what you have with a robot vacuum is this is way smaller, the way that the debris goes in, and it creates more suction. And I'm also noticing that, yeah, I think there's a seal problem where this is not sealing right and you're not getting enough suction. That's my thought right off the bat, is that there's not enough suction going into this bad boy, and it could be because there's a HEPA filter in here, I'm pretty sure. So I think this whole thing is just designed very strange. Also, if you look here, there's the suction down there, and yeah, this is all really strange. So it sucks in here, causing vacuum to pull this way. Go ahead and put that back in. Yeah, something just doesn't look right with this. It's not how other robot vacuums are built. It's just a little bit different, and it definitely is not good because the suction is pretty low. So this is a pretty simple test. My theory is that it's going to bounce around a couple times in here before it makes its way out into the bathroom. And I think that's going to be the biggest downfall of this vacuum, is when you have an open floor plan, I suspect it's not going to clean the entire room because it doesn't do any room mapping and it doesn't do straight lines. If it would just do straight lines, it would probably end up cleaning this room and then make straight lines all the way back out, and then clean this room, making straight lines, and then go on to clean the master, and so on and so forth. So let's go ahead and power it up and see what happens. Okay, so it's made that same pass so many times. I really do not believe this thing is going to make it out of this closet, so I may have to help it out. This is one of the biggest downfalls of this vacuum, is the way that it makes the V means that it often is going over its own lines over and over again, and it obviously is never going to make it out that door. Yeah, I really do not think it's going to make it. Okay, I'm going to call it there. This thing has been in this room for over 15 minutes. I believe it's covered every square inch of the room with no end in sight. I think it's going to just keep overlapping and overlapping and overlapping. So the Shark vacuum failed the test. The test is pretty simple. You start your vacuum in one room and then you expect it to make its way out into another room and then make its way out again into another room, going under your king size bed, cleaning out your entire master bedroom floor, coming into your loft and cleaning out your loft completely, and then coming down your hallway to clean out your daughter's room, clean out the other part of the hallway, and then finish cleaning in your boys' room. That was the test. That's what other vacuums can do without any problems, but the Shark completely failed, could not leave the bathroom closet. So big failure for the Shark. Okay, now let's do the dryer sheet test. So I got 2 dryer sheets right here. I'm just gonna drop it right in front of baby Shark and just see what happens. It may get clogged up in the wheels, or it may do nothing. I also like that you can hit max suction with no problem. There we go. See what happens. Nothing. One thing that's a little bit annoying about this vacuum is it backs in. So it basically blocks you from getting to the dustbin unless you start it up and have it moving, which is kind of bizarre because I would like to be able to go up to a robot vacuum, empty the dustbin before I start vacuuming. This thing, you have to either pick it up and move it off the dock, then pinch in the back, pull out the dustbin, empty it out. Another thing is the handle is actually back here. So there's 3 little lines right here that are grips, and you're supposed to grab it back here and pick it up like that. How are you supposed to pick it up when it's backed in? So that's 2 things that are annoying because this one backs in. Okay, I've been using this bad boy for long enough that I think I have a full comprehensive review, and let's just start off with the vacuuming features. So this thing is really not a good vacuum. The fact that it bounces around everywhere and attempts to make a V pattern is so strange. It will literally not clean certain parts of your house because of that. It won't clean around the edges. It won't clean in certain areas where the V does not line up. It is really, really frustrating and almost seems like there is a defect with this one in particular. Just all in all, the overall appearance and use of this thing was just almost comical. I was laughing most of the time it was running. It's not very loud because it also doesn't have very much suction. The fact that it literally says that it has proximity sensors in the front here to stop it from bouncing as much and hitting as much. No, I didn't experience that. I experienced something that was smashing into everything as hard as it possibly could most of the time. Occasionally you would see it slow down before it then plowed into something. So the proximity sensors were working a little bit on the front, but not all the time. Let's talk about the battery life. So the battery life on this thing, definitely what they advertise because it doesn't do that much. It's going slow. It doesn't have a lot of suction. It's not very loud. It really has no brains. So it's just simply trying to make a V, always. Just make a V and keep going. So I'm gonna give this thing a 3.5 star rating. I'm gonna say that if you don't really care about any of the downfalls that I just talked about, then this is probably a great vacuum for you. If you are buying this for your kids' dorm room, this might be a great one. You're gonna save a lot of money. If you're buying it for, someone who doesn't really have that much need for vacuuming, then this one's probably gonna work. But if you're like me, you're gonna skip this one entirely and go with something else. All right, there you go. That's the Shark Ion budget-friendly vacuum. Whoo, you did not buy it. Good job. This thing is not the best. It is one of the worst that I've ever dealt with in so many ways. So hopefully this video helped you out. If it did, clearly click that like button. And if you want to join the Adam Lucas family and you want to be a part of this crew, hit that subscribe button. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.